I just had two retreats, a week in between of resting, and two different retreats. One, and the second one was very challenging. Like I couldn't. I don't know. I had a hard time just staying still, and like the mind was really busy. And I think a little bit was because of my hearing. When we were in silent, like today, there was a lot of like sounds, and I was very distracted. But the first one that I did sort of helped me to figure out what to do on the second one. The first one I did was, in this practice and program on being more intentional about creating kinship with all non-human beings, plants, animals, and everything on the planet. And so we practiced a couple of days being solo in the wilderness, and sitting, like we meditate here, but just sitting only in one spot. And that was a little challenging because I like to walk and like explore, but just like exactly sitting, meditating, but just in one place, and becoming really acquainted, very intimate with that place, and using all the natural elements to meditate. So it was really beautiful. It was a very beautiful experience. I could see the dead leaves and some of the dead trees, and started seeing like the connection. And part of it was reflecting also on the elements and all these connections that we have with nature, in that we are nature, that we are part of nature. And also, like as we begin to realize that we are nature, that we're part of nature, we're part of this earth, we could see the power of the earth to heal itself in animals, and the resiliency, and so trusting that we, like even in difficult moments, we also have that capacity, right? To regenerate, to renew, and that the difficulties will pass, because we're made of all these elements, and we know that it will be okay. We trust. And the second retreat was a little bit different, more another tradition. But I decided to go outside and just sit and continue with that practice. And there's so I picked the afternoon, and after lunch, the afternoon I would go same time, same spot, and like after the third day, I started like noticing the same type of birds will come at a certain time, right? And you start like noticing like what's happening around, and how they were already trusting me, because I'm just like sitting there. And then this one was, the first one was in the Rocky Mountains, but this one was in Big Bear. And in Big Bear, the lizards are black, all really black. And there was this lizard that kept coming and sat in front of me in a rock, And I was like, okay, we're gonna see which one moves first, either the lizard or me. Anyway, but it was just really beautiful to observe like every day. I assume it's the same lizard, but yeah, I don't know, because they all look the same. But there was a lizard always in the same rock, sitting with me. But I could see the awareness of the lizard, like being, still, but also aware of everything that is happening, and just sort of like moving the head or the tail when there was a movement. Like just aware, not like, for moments I thought maybe sleeping or what, but like then I would see like, oh yeah, there she is. We can both hear the same. And so that's kind of like, even our mind, like in meditation, I think it's about like being alert with everything that is happening right now. So it's okay if we get distracted with sounds or noise. That's just like, oh yeah, I'm alive. I'm noticing. I'm aware. And so the idea about offering you the awareness of how our body has all these other elements that are part of the earth, is to help us see this relationship that we are part of nature and that we all have, like I said earlier, this capacity to heal ourselves and to trust the trees, to trust Mother Earth that is going to take care of us, but also to trust even the food that we take as a medicine, as a gift that is coming to us, right? And I was listening to this podcast from the woman, she's a Native American woman who, Robin, because I knew I was going to forget, Robin Wall-Kimmer. She wrote a book, Braiding Sweetgrass. And there she describes and see, a strawberry as a gift of the land, and describing how, like, the little ball, the green leaves on top of the ball, it's like a ball on a gift wrap. Right? If you imagine like that, it's like we open it, like if it's a gift, we take it off, we open it, like we're surprised in what's in there, right? And it makes us smile. So we can remove those leaves and just taste that fruit, that even when we are probably not feeling well, that a fruit can actually nourish our body and just bring us some comfort. And take it just as a gift that was given to us, to nourish us, to take care of us. And that we're part of that strawberry. So we can see how, like when I say earlier, like imagine that your inhalation is actually that exhalation of the tree. With the difference that with this human body that we have the capacity to really open up to this healing energy of the earth and connect with it, and not just the earth, but everything that is around. And so by breathing mindfully, we can experience this interconnection, like in the Thich Nhat Hanh tradition, like this interbeing with everything. With us here, but everything that is on this home, on this earth. And recognize that each breath that we have, we share nitrogen, right? We share oxygen, and we share the vapor of water vapor with everything, plants, animals, fish. So there we are. Right? And it was really interesting because in the Instagram post that Long Beach used to promote this class today, it was a palm tree. Did you pick that? Yeah.
I did that already.
You did that for me. You read my mind. So there was a palm tree, and I saw it this morning, like, oh, how cool. So I use palm trees when I teach students, high school students or children, to use a tree to help them meditate and connect, right? And I just learned that, like, the oldest palm tree in Los Angeles it's over 100 years old, right across from the Coliseum. It's this tall palm tree standing there. And I tell the kids when they practice meditation to connect with a tree that would kind of like, that they would like represent maybe hairy, along a lot of leaves, maybe one that doesn't have a lot of leaves. And I usually talk to them about the palm trees, the resiliency of the palm trees, that even when there are strong winds, the winds push them down, and sometimes the leaves touch the ground and you think that it's going to break, but then it comes back up. And that's how we can also see our lives when we're like experiencing difficulties. And see and trust that, we're going to overcome the situation. We're going to be okay. So the invitation is that, trusting that we have all the elements that the earth has, and that we can also trust on Mother Earth of taking care of us. And as we practice that, we can learn to lean on the body even when we are having an emotional or physical difficulty, but just lean on it and allow our mind to be more open about seeing how we are connected, like this guy that is seeing all this, all of us, all these beings here on the earth, right? And seeing like this connection, but then also this capacity that if we are present with what's happening and taking care in the best way that we can, that we're going to be okay. And we can see that when we bring the spiritual practice in connecting with the earth, we can appreciate all the complexities, all the things that we don't know about nature, just like the complexities of our bodies and things that we don't know about us, too, and that we're trying to learn and discover. But we can also learn about the resiliencies of plants and animals, their struggles of the non-human beings, and that make it, for example, you see the spiders, and you can see the spider webs are like so beautiful, some of them, like so incredibly beautiful, right? And we can easily disregard the spider webs because we don't like them. But the spider goes back and do it again somewhere else. And sometimes they travel from really far places. And we don't even know how long they have traveled. Or the ants, like, Jesus, they walk so much and they carry so much to build their homes. And, and they figure it out. They do it. And so it's a good reminder that in lessons that we can take on resiliency and again on that trust, like, I can carry this load for now, but I know that eventually I'll find a way to rest. We can also think about how the earth holds everything with equanimity in resiliency, like so much that we throw, so much garbage that we throw into the earth, right? So much filth that we have humans who put on the earth. And somehow the earth continues to find a way to recycle it and to continue providing us for all that we need to be well. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to say like, oh, it's okay to continue polluting, like, the earth will take care of itself. Yeah, there's a limit too, but it continues, doesn't it? And it finds ways to heal and take care of itself. And so that is in remembering that we are part of this earth, and we also have that capacity. And we can also transform our sufferings and share our joys or gifts with all beings, and including ourselves, because we're part of this. And so understanding how our bodies are connected and how we share all of this with the rest, I think can also be used as a pillow, as a way to rest our worrisome heart when we feel despair, knowing that we're not alone, that we are in community. Because, as I said earlier, I said, like, we share 50% of our DNA is shared with trees. So they're all relatives, they're our kins, our cousins. We share 60% of our DNA is shared with bananas. Mm-hmm. Right? 70% of our DNA is shared with snails. So they just have more fluid than us. And our DNA with pigs is 98%. So we can't deny that we're separated. It's there. It's amazing, I think. and as we often can be even more gentle with our pets or cats that the DNA that we, or cats, it's I think it's right around 90, 97, 98, but it's in the 90s. So sometimes we are more gentle and more caring, more patient with our pets than with ourselves. So bringing back that gentleness and that care, like when we take care of our pets or plants, to nourish this body. And vice versa, taking care of all of those beings, including plants that we are not aware, like we think that they're not aware that we're around, but that's what we think, that we don't know. There's so much that we don't know. So honoring and respecting everything that has life, including our bodies. It's part of this healing in community. So I want to read this writing from Thich Nhat Hanh. I think it's relevant to what I'm trying to explain. He wrote this more in line of us inviting us to be more aware about taking care of, being more mindful of the pollution and taking care of the earth. But I think it's all connected. So you tell me. It says, we can all experience a feeling of deep admiration and love when we see the great harmony, elegance, and beauty of the earth. A simple branch of cherry blossom, the shell of a snail, or the wing of a bat all bear witness to the earth's masterful creativity. Every advance in our scientific understanding deepens our admiration and love to the wondrous planet. When we can truly see and understand the earth, love is born in our hearts. We feel connected. That is the meaning of love. Be at one, to be at one with all. Only when we have fallen back in love with the earth will our actions spring from reverence, and the insight of our interconnectedness will show. Yet many of us have become alienated from the earth. We are lost, isolated, and lonely. We work too hard. Our lives are too busy, and we are restless and distracted, losing ourselves in consumption, but the earth is always there for us, offering us everything that we need for our nourishment or healing, offering us the grain of corn, the refreshing stream, the fragrant forests, the majestic snow capes, mountain peaks, and the joyful bird songs at dawn. So he goes on to say that, we really need to wake up and fall in love with earth. And that this love, this admiration also, includes us. It reunites us and removes these boundaries, this separation that we create even, within ourselves in nature, but also even with us as human beings. We create these barriers that we're different, or that we're not connected, and so it requires this intentionality to just kind of say, like, we all experience love, hate, anger, sadness, joy. We're all the same. We're all made of the same elements. And I was giving the example of like me being in these retreats and in nature, but it doesn't, the idea of like practicing, these elements here was like, we don't have to go up to the mountains. Like we could do it like from here and see if we can make that connection, practice with that connection. And, it's like, and if we can practice outside, is actually, another way of doing it, especially when we're feeling a little restless or hard, is to aching too much. Sometimes we just need to find some beauty and comfort outside when we're confused. And in many spiritual traditions, nature really is the place to reflect and to find clarity. I mean, the Buddha sat for days under the Bodhi tree, outdoors until he reached enlightenment. And Jesus spent days wandering on the wilderness, seeking for clarity. And the Prophet Muhammad, he was meditating in a cave surrounded by nature and spiders, animals inside a cave. While his first revelation occurred. So when you go to nature. So it's a nice invitation that I want to offer you, and we all need these little islands or communities to rest, to scream, to cry, or to be, to share, to express our human emotions, and sometimes it's just a cat, and sometimes it's just maybe hanging in a tree, and sometimes it's a community like this one. The idea is that that we're intentional about it. It's great to come here, and I think I appreciate that you make time to come and learn all the teachings of the Buddha. I also invite you, be intentional about also creating community. One of the treasures of the three treasures of the Buddha Dharma is community, right? So it's connecting. And whether it's just saying hello or giving a smile to someone, or to a pet, connecting and doing community.